Hi, I'm Katie Love Hess. Like a lot of people, I'm not always exactly sure how or what to buy when shopping for Alberta Beef. But today that's all going to change because I am chatting with Chef Drew Double, the executive chef at Vintage Chop House in Calgary, Alberta. So Chef, will you tell me a little bit about each cut?
Absolutely. First of all, we have a T-bone here, which has got a bit of tenderloin on the one side, strip loin on the other. As far as at the grocery store, you're just going to look for color. Most T-bones would be cut almost daily. It's going to be a nice red, fresh looking color. Cost-wise, it's mid-range. It's going to be slightly less than your tenderloin because it's got the bone in it, and then a little bit more than the strip loin because the tenderloin is still attached to it. On next to that is a tenderloin. It's very lean, somewhat clean around the edges here. Less fat, the better.
And it's priced a little higher?
A little bit higher, yes, because of the tenderness. And then now this is the strip loin, the other half to that T-bone. It's mid-range. You're just going to look for a smaller amount of fat cap on it because you don't want to be paying for something that you don't actually want to eat. Okay,
and what about this one here?
Ribye's got a higher fat content than all of these steaks.
So the more fat, the better?
Depending. The marbling in the meat, better. Okay. There's a fat eye there.
Not so good, okay.
Not so good.
Okay, good to know.
These four would definitely be a pan or grill, just a quick season and then a hot temperature.
Okay.
Strip loin's got a little bit more fat on it, so I think actually grilling that one's slightly better than a pan fry.
Okay.
Because you'll get more of a lick from the flame. It'll take some of that fat and char and you get that barbecue flavor. Again, with the ribeye here, the fat eye in here needs to be rendered out. And by render out, I mean cooked longer. So a medium, even a medium well for that is a little bit better.
Okay.
And down here we're at the sirloin. Sirloin, I'd pan fry. Also even braised, just because there is some connective tissue in there that you want to break down. This I would also marinate sometimes, especially if you were going to do a braised thing. Adding barbecue sauce in the beginning would just sweeten it.
Sure, okay.
And then further down here at the flank, a flank's another marinating steak. I'd marinate a flank steak maybe overnight. You want to stay away from salts when you're marinating, because you'll end up curing your meat. So if you want to do herbs, maybe a bit of wine or something,
okay. Wow,
even liqueur might work, but I'd stay away from salt, because it'll actually get tougher. Probably just a pan sear after that, and then cut across the grain. And then here we've got blade steak, which is known as more of a rump roast. Basic salt, pepper, maybe a bit of herbs, and then into a low oven, 325, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on the size, obviously. Sure. And then you want to take it out and rest it. Resting is, one of the most important parts as the fibers break down. Okay. So after you cook it, let it sit out for a good 45 minutes, even before you cut into it. So
Chef, what would you recommend if I was going to make a nice stew or throw something in the slow cooker?
This blade steak is probably the easiest way. With a stew, you're going to want to dice it, maybe 1 inch by 1 inch.
Okay.
And just kind of sear it in your pan, get your vegetables in there, throw your stock over top, and let it go.
And where does that fall in price range? Let's say compared to the tenderloin.
Much less. This is maybe a third of the price.
Thank you so much, Chef Drew.
Oh, absolutely.
Appreciate it. For more information, please visit our website, famoustaste.albertabeef.org. Or of course, you can always visit your local meat counter. They're usually an excellent source of information when trying to choose the right cut for your meal.